Hey everyone, so it is back to school time. Let's go kids, back to school. I've gotten a lot of emails lately from girls who say their parents are going to let them wear makeup for the first time this year and they want to know what makeup I would suggest. And I'm like, well, how old are you? Are you going into high school? Are you going into middle school? Are you going into second grade? So I put together a really basic starter kit. It only has 6 items in it and they're all price conscious items, so they're not like the most expensive of that category. But they're the 6 items that if I was starting absolutely from scratch, if you have no makeup and you're just starting, these are the 6 basic items that I think you can do an entire face look with. And then I have over here to my right, I have a bunch of add-ons, which are kind of like if you already have your absolute basics and you kind of want to start building your collection, but you still have, you know, only 4 or 5 products to begin with. These are kind of like my secondary starter kit, but a lot of the add-ons you'll actually recognize because I use them in pretty much every tutorial. So even the extras aren't really going far outside of the box. To me, they're still considered basics, but I know my definition of a basic is probably much different than someone who doesn't wear makeup's definition of a basic makeup. So I'm gonna get started on the basic kit. This is my favorite foundation of the moment and it's a drugstore one, so it's only $12, which is really great for foundation. This is the L'Oreal Magic Smooth Soufflé, and if you go to my drugstore makeup tutorial, which I will link below, you can see how I apply it and stuff. But as you can see, I have used almost all of it. So clearly, I think it's a great product. This is a great foundation because it actually works for a lot of different types of skin. Foundation is one of those things, even though this one's in my basic kit, I think you should find the foundation that works for your skin. This is a great one, I think, to recommend to beginners because it blends really easily, so it's really easy to apply. You can apply it with your fingers. You don't even have to have a brush, which again is good for a starter kit because brushes tend to get pretty expensive. And it also works for dry skin. I have really dry skin. I use it every day, and it works for oily skin. So this is a good one, but a lot of foundations, people have like very differing opinions on foundation. So foundation is the one thing that's kind of hard to recommend to someone, but this is the one I love, and yeah, you can see it in my foundation routine. The second item in my basic kit is a blush. You only need 1 blush. I only had 1 blush at any given point until I started making YouTube videos and I felt like I needed to get more of a variety for tutorials, and now I have an insane amount, more than I'll ever use. You really only need 1 blush. It's not like eyeshadow or lip gloss. So I picked a blush that I think will be pretty on lots of skin tones. This is NYX Angel. And I like NYX blushes because they're really inexpensive and they're very easy to build. So you need to pick a blush that's going to be easy for you to build on it so that you can wear it really lightly to school or to work, and then kind of bump it up if you go out with your friends at night to the movies when you're in middle school and high school. That was my favorite thing to do. Or if you go out on a little date. I don't know, I was dating in high school. I don't know if you guys are. The general trick for me is if you have really fair skin, I would go with a light pink. If you have more of a tanner skin or an olive complexion, go with a peach, and if you have a darker complexion, go with a plum. I know NYX is available at Ulta and you can buy it online, but it's a little bit harder to get a hold of than some of the other brands. I want to go even cheaper than the NYX, then Maybelline and Sweet Cinnamon I also really, really love. The third item in my basic kit is 1 lip product. I would pick a gloss that is opaque. I love the NYX one. Again, I know I picked, this is my only other NYX product that's out here actually, but this one is called Sugar Pie. I'm gonna put a little bit on. I love the NYX glosses. They are not expensive. I think they're like $5, which is a lot cheaper than a MAC one. They smell really good. They smell like sweet tarts, like really sweet and girly and candy-like, and they are really pretty. They also have a color called Sweetheart. Sweetheart smells like sweet tarts. That's really, really pretty as well. It's a little bit darker. This one's a very pale color, but I really like pale colors because I feel like you can wear them on its own to school and it's not too much, and then you can bump it up with like a lip liner at nighttime and it just kind of gives you a more put together look. So So like I said, I love these glosses, but if you can't get a hold of NYX, again, just really any gloss. Gloss is kind of foolproof. Just go get one. Go get one from the drugstore. Go get one from wherever. Go borrow one from your mom. Glosses are easy. Like I almost didn't even put one in my kit, and then I was like, but you would wear a lip product, so I kind of felt like I needed to. And then I have 3 eye products that completes my basic kit. I have 2 eyeshadows and I picked them from MAC, and I know everything else I picked was very price conscious, but eyeshadows are the one thing from MAC that I really think is worth the investment. So for me, I picked 2 MAC eyeshadows. You can always go to a drugstore and pick similar colors by any of the drugstore brands. I know the CoverGirl ones, and Physicians Formula has one that's has 3 bronzy colors that are really pretty. I just love the MAC ones. I've used all the drugstore ones. I don't think they're as good. I do suggest, if you want to be price conscious, to get the ones in the pan. They are significantly cheaper than the ones that come in the pot that look like this. That come in the little pot. The only bad thing is you'll have to put them somewhere because they, they can get broken and stuff if you stick them in a bag and you don't have them in a palette. But you wouldn't even have to spend money on a palette if you didn't want to spend the money. You could just be really protective of these and put them somewhere special. If you wanted to save money, it's an option. But the 2 colors that I picked out that I think are the best colors on every skin tone, they're the most foolproof for skin tones. The lid color is All That Glitters. Yes, I named my YouTube channel after this color because it was my very first color I ever bought from MAC. Not this one though. I've gone through quite a few of them because I use them as my lid color almost every day. Clearly not today because I have mega smoky eyes on, but a lot. And then the crease color I picked is Sable, which looks like this. And as you can see, these colors are beautiful together. The colors just really go together and look beautiful, and if you have light eyes, it really brings out the green in your eyes because Sable has some plum undertones. But if you have brown eyes, it's also very complimentary. And Sable can actually double up as your eyeliner. If you don't have any brushes and you don't have the money to spend on brushes and you're gonna have to improvise, I would suggest actually applying the eyeshadow with your fingers, which is kind of your only option at that point. And then if you have any Q-tips, you can swatch a little bit, put a little bit on the Q-tip, and then kind of blend it into your eyelash line. And this color makes for a beautiful eyeliner as well, so it kind of multitasks. And then as my add-on products, kind of my extra products that I think, for me, I still consider them very basic, but I know for people that are starting with 0, with no makeup and are trying to build it, it gets really pricey when you're kind of going from nothing and you're having to buy the basics to buy these extras. It's just a lot at the beginning, and I remember that back when I first started wearing makeup. I didn't have the money. I didn't have any money, but my parents didn't really have the money to go out and buy me just whatever I wanted, so I get it. I was there. First thing on my extras is a setting powder. I really like the CoverGirl Professional Loose Powder. I use Translucent Fair, and you can just use this to set your foundation. I actually pulled a brush too. This is the Eco Tools powder brush. You get this at drugstores. It's really inexpensive, and I actually just kind of lightly put it over my T-zone, and it controls oil and kind of sets your foundation, which you don't need this if you have dry skin like I do, but if you have oily skin, you definitely, I would even put a setting powder in your basic kit if you have oily skin, because you really need it. You really need to set your makeup so you don't look oily when you're at school and at work for long periods of time. My next add-on is one of my favorite products, and I really suggest this. This is Maybelline Champagne Fizz. This is a single eyeshadow that I love. So I use this as an inner corner highlight, which I don't have it on today, but I would literally just take it on my finger and pop it on the inner corners. And it just kind of brightens your eyes. I also use this as a cheek highlight, again with your finger. And you can also use this as a brow highlight as well. So this is a really, really great highlighting product. Another product in my add-on kit is a Paint Pot by MAC. The color I've been using lately that I really have been loving is Painterly, because it's pretty much the exact color of my skin and I love it. But the one that I loved before this one was Rubenesque. That was the first one I ever got, and I had it for a really, really long time. These are $17.50. When you're trying to buy a lot of makeup at once, it seems very pricey, and it is. It's an expensive product, especially if you're trying to kind of not spend a ton of money. But honestly, paint pots last for so long, and they are so, so, so great. They make your eyeshadows last the entire day, so you don't have to touch it up and waste more products. And Painterly I especially like because it actually is a standalone product if you didn't want to use eyeshadow at all, but you wanted to kind of give your eyelids a little bit of coverage. If you have thin eyelids and they're discolored, maybe you have veins that show through a little bit, or they're just kind of discolored like red, you can use this and it's almost like concealer. It could actually double as your concealer and it will make your colors. I also have a concealer in my extras. Not everyone needs concealer, that's why I put it in my extras, because your foundation can kind of double up as your concealer unless you have acne, or if you have really bad under eye circles, or if you have a reason to really need concealer. The one that I picked is my Bobbi Brown one in Light Bisque. Now, This concealer was given to me as a gift ages ago. This is the only product I think in this entire video that was gifted. Yeah, I clearly really liked it. Look how much of it I used. I used like all of it pretty much. Another item in my kit, in my add-ons, are 2 eye brushes, my 2 favorite eye brushes, both from MAC. The 239 for lid colors and the 224 for both crease, and you can use this as your highlight color, and you can use it as a cheek highlight, as, you know, highlighting on your forehead, down your nose. It kind of can do a lot. These 2 are my favorite brushes and the 2 that I would recommend to start with. I know MAC brushes are expensive, but they last forever, so literally forever. So if you kind of start slow and maybe just ask for 1 for your birthday and 1 for Christmas, it adds up after a while. That's what I did. I kind of added mine slowly. Last eyeshadow that I would recommend adding is my favorite one. This is called Sketch. Well, it's my favorite one other than All That Glitters, clearly, due to my name. But I picked this one because these 3 colors actually go really beautifully together. You can see. Sketch adds just a little bit of depth and dimension to the outer corner if you want to smoke out your eyes a little bit more. It also makes for a really beautiful liner. It is a gorgeous plummy red, dark, smoky color. I have a little bit on today. I love this color so much. It's so much more fun and colorful than doing like a black or a really dark brown smoky eye, but it doesn't look like you're wearing color. It doesn't look like you're wearing purple. It doesn't give you a purple smoky eye. It just kind of adds a little bit to what a black would be. I really, really like it. I like it better than a black. Last 2 items in my add-ons are liners. So I have an eyeliner. I really like the Styli-Style. You can get it at CVS and Rite Aid and online. I picked a brown because I think brown for blondes is kind of the more natural color, especially for younger girls that are starting to wear makeup. But black, brown, turquoise, navy, whatever color you want. I really like the Styli-Style Line and Seal liners. For lips, my one add-on would be a lip liner that you feel like you like the color of. My favorite's Boldly Bare by MAC. It's gorgeous. And I just think that lip liner is even better than doing a lipstick to add onto your collection if you already have a great gloss, because liner last so long and they make your lips look plumper. So you line your lips and you fill in with the color, and then you put the gloss on top, and you have a lip look that's gonna last through the night, through the school, whatever. And I think it's better than adding a lipstick if you're just doing like basic products. So those were all of my absolute basic products, my starter kit and my little add-ons for the extra things. I hope you guys found this video useful, and I think it'd be fun if you guys did like a little tag response, like maybe do your videos with your top products, like your top 6 must-have starter kit basic essentials. If you could only wear 6 products and they had to be basic products, like no false eyelashes, those are not basic. I thought of it. I almost put that in there. So that's it. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys with my next video. Bye. Yeah? No, the door is locked because there's a baby elephant in here. It's not because I'm filming videos. Oh, I almost burned my eyebrows off. That's embarrassing.